Most people assume that when someone is hard to read, it's because they're shy or private or simply not very expressive. But for certain zodiac signs, being unreadable is not a personality quirk. It's a deliberate psychological strategy, a carefully maintained interface between who they actually are and what the world gets to see. Today, we're naming 6 of those signs and explaining the specific psychology behind why each one keeps you guessing. Psychologists studying self-presentation and emotional concealment have identified what they call strategic opacity, the deliberate management of personal information to maintain psychological advantage, preserve autonomy, or protect against vulnerability. It's not deception in the dishonest sense. It's a sophisticated form of self-protection where the person controls with precision what others can know, feel, or predict about them. For the signs on this list, being unreadable isn't something they do. It's something they've engineered. Number 6, Libra. Libra is the most surprisingly unreadable sign on this list because on the surface, Libra appears completely open. Warm, charming, agreeable, easy to talk to. They give you the impression of access while actually giving you almost none. What you're receiving from Libra is a masterfully curated social performance, designed to make you feel comfortable, valued, and like you understand them. You don't. Psychologists call this social mirroring opacity, where a person uses high social intelligence to reflect back what others want to see rather than revealing anything authentic about themselves. Libra has become so skilled at managing relational dynamics that their real thoughts, real preferences, and real emotional states are almost never visible in ordinary interaction. They agree without agreeing. They engage without disclosing. They make you feel close without closing any actual distance. The unreadability isn't cold, it's almost indistinguishably warm, and that's what makes it so effective. Number 5, Capricorn. Capricorn's unreadability is the most professionally executed on this list, which means most people who interact with Capricorn don't even realize they're being managed. Capricorn presents as composed, competent, and in control. They share selectively, they reveal strategically, and they maintain such consistent composure that even the people closest to them often don't know what's happening internally until Capricorn decides it's time to act on it. Psychologists call this executive self-regulation, where a person maintains deliberate control over their emotional expression, not as performance, but as principle. Capricorn learned early that emotional legibility is a vulnerability, that showing what you feel gives others the ability to anticipate, manipulate, or undermine you. So they made a decision, conscious or not, to keep the internal world private. What you see of Capricorn is real, it's just incomplete. And the parts they've withheld are almost always the parts that would change how you see them entirely. Number 4, Aquarius. Aquarius is unreadable in the most intellectually disorienting way because they're simultaneously completely open about their ideas and completely closed about their inner emotional life. They'll tell you exactly what they think about any topic. They'll share opinions, theories, and observations with a transparency that feels like intimacy. But ask them how they feel, and something changes. The signal goes to static. Psychologists call this cognitive emotional compartmentalization, where a person maintains radical transparency in one domain while maintaining radical opacity in another. For Aquarius, ideas are safe to share because they exist outside the self. Feelings are not safe because they exist inside it. The unreadability of Aquarius isn't about what they think, it's about what they feel. And because most people mistake intellectual openness for emotional openness, they spend years feeling close to Aquarius without ever actually being close. The closeness was real, it just wasn't complete. 2 signs left, and number 1 is the sign whose unreadability is so comprehensive, so layered, and so perfectly maintained that even they don't always know what's behind it. Stay with me. Number 3, Gemini. Gemini's unreadability is the most dynamic on this list, because with Gemini, it's not that you can't read them. It's that every time you think you have, they've already shifted. Gemini is genuinely multiple things simultaneously. Their emotional states change fast, their opinions evolve in real time, and their behavior in one context can look completely different from their behavior in another. Psychologists call this high self-monitoring variability, where a person naturally adapts their presentation to context in a way that produces significant inconsistency across different observers and situations. But here's what's underneath that variability for Gemini: a specific fear that if they stay still long enough to be truly known, what's found there won't be enough. The movement isn't just adaptability, it's protection. By the time you think you understand who Gemini is, they've already introduced a new variable, and the version of them you finally pinned down no longer quite exists. Number 2, Scorpio. Scorpio's unreadability is the most intentional and the most strategically sophisticated on this list, and anyone who has tried to figure out what Scorpio is actually thinking already knows exactly how impenetrable it is. Scorpio doesn't just conceal. They actively manage what you perceive. They show you what they want you to see, let you believe you've found something real, and keep the actual interior completely inaccessible. Psychologists call this layered strategic concealment, where multiple levels of apparent disclosure are used to create the impression of openness while the core remains protected. Scorpio understands at a deep psychological level that true knowledge of another person is leverage, and they will not hand that leverage to anyone who hasn't earned it through sustained, tested, verified trustworthiness. Being unreadable to Scorpio isn't a flaw, it's a feature. Specifically designed, continuously maintained, and never accidentally compromised. Number 1, Cancer. Cancer at number 1. And this is the entry that will genuinely reframe how you understand them. Cancer appears to be one of the most emotionally readable signs in the Zodiac. They wear their feelings on their face, their moods are visible, their warmth is genuine and immediate. And yet, the specific things that matter most to Cancer, the real fears, the real desires, the real depth of what they feel about the people in their life, are almost never fully communicated. What you see of Cancer's emotional life is the surface layer of something that goes much, much deeper. Psychologists call this emotional depth concealment, where a person displays enough emotion to appear open while carefully withholding the full intensity and complexity of what they actually experience. Cancer's greatest fear is being too much, of feeling more than is reciprocated, of revealing the depth of their attachment and having it received with something less than the same depth. So they show you a version of what they feel, a real version, but a curated one, enough to be genuinely warm, not enough to be truly exposed. The result is that the people who love Cancer most often don't realize how deeply they are loved, because the full weight of it is almost never said. Cancer is unreadable, not in the cold, strategic way of Scorpio or the intellectual way of Aquarius. They're unreadable in the most human way, because they've learned that showing everything you feel is a risk most people aren't prepared to meet. And they're not wrong. The tragedy is that the people who could meet it never get the chance to know it's being offered. 6 signs, 6 completely different forms of the same fundamental practice, controlling what others can know about you in order to protect something that matters. Social performance, executive restraint, compartmentalization, dynamic variability, strategic layering, and depth concealed by warmth. None of these signs are unreadable because they have nothing to offer. They're unreadable because what they have to offer is the thing they've decided to protect most carefully. Drop your sign in the comments. See you next time, only on AstroMind.